back with another late night vlog. Lots of excitement. Traded away Sam Darnold, and we re-signed Bennett Jackson. Yes! Now, in truth, it is a good move. It is. I liked him last year. He ended the season on IR like so many other New York Jets. So that is what it is, but he's known as a good special teamer, known as a good football guy, and he has potential as a defensive back. A lot more than people realize, quite frankly. But the really big thing, and why I'm making this one tonight, is a little interview that happened with Joe Douglas. We all saw the press conferences and, what he said there, the insinuations that people are drawing from it and all that. But in this particular interview, he was asked by Albert Breer whether or not he had any concern that if Sam Darnold was successful, it would make him look bad for making the decision to trade Sam Darnold. Now, Joe Douglas's responses to date have been very kind of vanilla, company line, so to speak, lack of controversy, that type of stuff. But this one, he came right out and said something interesting, something that I like, something that resonates with me in a very good way. He said, I could give two shits. Now, I'm going to read you the whole blurb just because it makes more sense to do that so I don't miss any beautiful nuggets. But that's the tagline here. I could give two shits about whether or not I look bad in a trade of a guy I care about, right? So here's the entire quote, if you will. Whether I look bad or not, I could give two shits about that. I know that he's going to have success. The timing didn't really work out for him here. We couldn't turn this around fast enough for him. And that's not his fault. I root for good people, and that dude's a good man, and he's going to do good things. So what does that tell us about Joe Douglas? He trades away a guy that we had hopes would be our long-term franchise quarterback. He came here after Darnold's rookie season and at one time said there's only one untradeable person on the team, and it was Sam Darnold. So a lot's changed in this past year. The last year with Adam Gase and all the negative stuff that came with that. But underneath it all, Joe Douglas has said his feelings and opinions towards Sam Darnold have never changed. And what has Sam Darnold ever done to make anybody dislike him as a person? So what Joe Douglas essentially did was he put Sam Darnold in the best possible position for him to succeed. He admitted that he did get offers earlier in the offseason, but he wasn't convinced that Sam Darnold wasn't going to be the guy. He still had to do his evaluations of the guys coming out, make sure they pass physicals, all those kinds of things, before he released a guy that he believes in. And he said something really interesting there. The timing isn't right. And this is one of those things that guys like myself, Ryan, Matt O'Leary, a lot of us were saying this for a little while now. It's not that Sam Darnold can't be a franchise quarterback. He's 23 years old. He's still one of the younger QBs in the league. Still, after his 3 years as a starting quarterback. Still one of the younger guys. So his future isn't written. His story's not done. But the timing aspect of it with the New York Jets is really at the crux of why it is that we would jettison a guy with his potential and at his young age. The timing wasn't right. What does that mean? Well, it means that we have a rookie head coach, a rookie offensive coordinator, and at the place where we are in the build, we can't commit to a guy who's about to, you have to make a decision on his fifth-year option. He can't commit that long-term, not knowing the lay of the land and what's going to happen with this full rebuild. Can't do it. Can't saddle a rookie head coach, can't say that enough, and rookie offensive coordinator with a reclamation project. Sam obviously needs to be redeemed. He needs to be rebuilt. There's a lot going on over there. A lot of poorly developed habits that need to be shaken off. Happy feet, throwing off the back foot, reading the field, all those types of things. The talent's there. The head, we don't know. to what extent did the damage really sink in? Like I said, he's still young, so no one knows. The other thing is this. He gave him to a coach that was actually supposed to be our head coach 2 years ago. Gave him to a guy that believes in Sam Darnold so much that he was going to take on the job to be his head coach with the New York Jets, and Mike McCagnon blew that, trying to force Greg Williams and Adam Gase down his throat as his coordinators. So Matt Rule did his work on Sam Darnold years ago, liked him then, likes him now. In addition to that, he has his former number one wide receiver down there, and he happens to have a young up-and-coming offensive mind named Joe Brady. If there's a situation where Sam Darnold can redeem himself, can be reclaimed, it's going to be with the Carolina Panthers. That's about as good of a situation as you could get. And Joe Douglas sent him there. I don't know what it means for Teddy Bridgewater, the second team that Sam Darnold's pushing him off of. But the other thing I'd like to comment on is this. I root for good people. And that dude's a good man. And he's going to do good things. So what he's essentially saying is this. So you're insinuating to me that a guy that I care about, a guy who's done nothing wrong but work hard the whole time, in order for me to be a success, he has to fail? That's what you're trying to say to me? Because I'm rooting for him. He's a good man, he's a good person, and I want him to do well. Sam Darnold doing well on another team doesn't mean shit for him. I could give two shits. It's about the finest Joe Douglas blurb I've heard yet. Now I'm saving this one. I could give two shits. Hey, maybe I'll even make a shirt. Would you wear a shirt that says I could give two shits? I would. So anyway, what do you think about it? I think this really reinforces some of the feelings I have towards Joe Douglas as a person, as, you know, as the leader of an organization. You got decisions to make. You don't love every one of them. That's okay. You're not supposed to. It just doesn't work that way. Be nice, but it doesn't work that way. But what we can say is this guy flat out told everybody, I don't really care what gauges you have in place to judge my success. I do not care. I'm rooting for the young guy. I like him. He's a good man, and I'm rooting for him. And I hope he does do well. It's just not going to happen here, and I got a second, a fourth, and a sixth to send him over there to a good place where he's going to have about as much support as he can find in the NFL. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you want to follow my full-time coaster tour, you can do that too on Full-Time Coaster Tour. 2 brand new videos up on Six Flags over Georgia, and we'll keep that going. But guys, thanks again for everything that you do for me, all the support, all the comments and all that stuff on all the social media, the Greenbeanjetsfan on Instagram, Bean the Jetsfan on Twitter, Jetnation.com, Jetnation's YouTube. You guys are everywhere, and I'm grateful, and I thank you. Let me know what you think about this two shits comment. I like it. I hope you do too. Have a great night. Go Jets.